New tonight at 11, breaking ties with 66 years of partnership. That's what the Ohio School Board Association is doing with the national organization, following a letter to President Biden. NBC4's Karina Chung tells us what led to this, but more importantly, what the consequences will be.
More than 60 years of partnership severed with just one letter.
It was predicated on the recent letter that the leadership of NSBA sent to President Biden that labeled parents as domestic terrorists and called for federal intervention of law enforcement in local school board meetings.
Rick Lewis, the executive director and CEO of the Ohio School Boards Association, says local school board meetings have been heated, with many on opposing sides when it comes to masking and COVID-19. He says OSBA believes threats or violence should be handled locally, not federally, and that's why they're dropping their membership with the National School Boards Association.
I think one of the better or the most important things was the ability for school board members to have an opportunity to network with their colleagues across the nation. One other thing I would probably point out is their efforts in federal advocacy. So those are all issues now that OSBA is no longer a member that we would not have access to.
I reached out to local school board members about this. One told me on the phone that this was disheartening. Columbus Education Association and the Ohio Federation of Teachers had no comment. Lewis says if members disagree, he wants to address their concerns.
If it's access to services, we'll make that whole. If it's philosophical, we'll certainly do our best to have those conversations and constructively try to find middle ground and a way to move forward together.
Lewis says the NSBA sent out a letter dated October 22nd apologizing. It reads in part, quote, "The safety of school board members, other public officials, and educators and students is our top priority, and there remains important work to be done on this issue." However, there was no justification for some of the language included in the letter.
The apology was issued. It was impossible to just solve the damage with the letter and or unring that bell. So our board felt very strong that they needed to make a statement.
Local for you in Columbus, I'm Karina Chung, NBC4.
As for parents, state school board members say they shouldn't see too much of an impact from the announcement, as it would mostly impact school board resources. You can read the full apology letter and Ohio's announcement to drop their membership at NBC4i.com.